What is going on, everybody? Welcome back! Ooh, I'm excited about tonight's live stream. Hope you're all doing well. Do share the stream out, hit the like button. Welcome. My name is the one and only 2-Bit Crypto. In fact, there is about 9 of us on X, but I'm the real one. There are many people that try and pretend to be me. They're a little bit like Slim Shady. I mean, obviously, I'm not Slim Shady by any stretch of the imagination, but I am the only 2-Bit Crypto out there. So welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited, not by the current price, but by on some of the things that we are connecting the dots. Anyone can walk on here and go, let me tell you what the charts are going to do. I think Bitcoin's going to go down. Not many people are getting dialed in. Not many people are peeling back the onion skin to really understand what's going on, to make sure that you have the most up-to-date and on-point data analysis, theory views, and more importantly, complete conspiracy theories. Because it's always fun, isn't it, doing it that way? It's always fun doing it that way. So, yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good Monday, start of a new week. Very interesting market today. Very, very interesting market. Wow, what the heck is going on? What is going on? We're being spam botted. No. Moderators, get on it. Holy crap, it's going wild. I mean, this is not how I expected it to... This is not how I expected it to start, if I'm dead honest. But I have a quicker solution, everybody. Booyakasha! Members only chat for now. There you go. That's how we do things around here. That is how we do things around here. Enjoy that or become members. I mean, that would be a pretty interesting way of doing it. But anyway, completely ignore what any of those people have said. And if you're not a member, then I do apologize. But we're just going to lock the chat down just for a little bit of a minute. People are getting excited. Maybe too excited. All right. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Welcome in as always. We appreciate you. Stanton, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Good to see you, buddy. Again, if you are a member, by the way, which means your name is in green, you should still be able to chat. All right. We just need to kind of clear out the riff-raff that somehow have ended up in the live stream. Not quite sure how, but anyway. And welcome into everybody here on TikTok as well. SS says, please, XRP. Well, good news for you. I've got some alpha in tonight's live stream, specifically about XRP as well. Standard Charter just played their hand, and I think I trump it with an ace king. All right. Yeah, you see Mark Noby? You see it's worth $6.50 just to be able to still chat. If you want to become a channel member, by the way, I'm not doing this deliberately. We're just making sure that some of these are the complete choppers who are telling us to go and do something random are not able to get into the live stream. All right. All right, everybody. So, yeah, welcome in. Hopefully, audio is good. Hopefully, everyone can hear me all right. We'll get into it. It's going to be worth it. What's going on, Casey? Good to see you, buddy. Man, they need you in the YouTube chat. It's wild over there. It's wild over there. Let me tell you, bro. It's gone crazy. So crazy. So many people are in the chat. So, TikTok, let me bring you over here as well so you guys can see what is going on. And, yeah, I mean, just look at this, TikTok. Look at this. This is the... Hold on a minute. Hold on, can I do this? 1 second. Look at the YouTube chat. Look how wild it is. These are all just like random spammers. Who would have thought that, hey? Who would have thought that? Okay, I think you are golden. There you go, TikTok. You can see the chart as well. Whoa, I disappeared for 30 seconds. Take a pee. What have I missed? I mean, all sorts of craziness, Craig. It's members only chat. Again, I can turn it back off to normal chat once we know that it's like the spam botters have just disappeared and gone away. You can always tell, by the way, it's a little tip, a little trick. If they have numbers at the end of their name, they're generally spam botters, all right? So, especially when it's all of them. I mean, some of you guys have obviously got numbers at the end of the name. So if you are just a general, like if you're just one of the community members, just sit tight. Obviously, I will reopen the chat once we know that it's cool to do so. Clearly, some spam botters have just kind of got in and got a bit wild. Also, you can go and grab a channel membership. It's $6.50. You get access to our premium Discord, and you'll be able to chat in the chat. Great news. All right. Here we go then. We need to probably go into a shorter time frame here on BTC. So what do we got going on right now? And it's almost not really worth looking prior to this move, all right? It's kind of just better sticking where we are right now because this is the range that we're in. So this upper price range that we've been talking about, 71 and a bit, lower price range down here at 65K. This is kind of where we're getting all of the momentum and all of this kind of movement going on. So, you know, for me, prior to this, it doesn't matter. You can look at it as a reference point. Can we go higher? All that kind of stuff. But, you know, for me, it's more just as a, just as kind of a reference point where we are. So this white line in the middle, obviously, is our key support that we've had on here now for a while, 68,500. If you like the center line, right? The center line to everything that we're doing. So whereas price is below this line, you would argue that price is slightly bearish. When price is above it, slightly bullish. and you're oppositely trading this. So again, when we come down, this is where we're potentially looking for the long trade back up. When we go above, we're looking for the short trade back down. If we're assuming that we're going to trade, don't forget, check out Bitunix, link in the description, also in the Discord. That's free, by the way. Only YouTube channel out there offering you a 50% rebate on that, by the way. No one else is even close to it. Even Lark Davis, who's got nearly 500,000 subscribers, can't get anywhere near 50% rebate. FYI. Okay. So, is anything different to when we looked yesterday? No. All right. Price is still consolidating with this range. Not really doing anything too crazy. You could argue and say, well, 2-bit, I want to take a little bit more of a Fibonacci. You can see there, we came down, retested the 382 Fibonacci at 67. If anything, now going back up, you probably want to be doing the Fib this way, just to give you a little bit more of an idea. So you can see the 618 there, breaking the 0.5. So for me, this rally right now is probably going to either lose steam at 58,000, or it's going to come back down, maybe retest the 0.5 at 68 flat before potentially even a bounce. Why is the markets going to do it? We'll take a look at the futures markets, all the rest of it, a bit later on the show. But BTC actually was pretty interesting today. We got this big wick up, and this is how you know. And the title of the stream, by the way, is the Crypto Bull Run is on hold for the moment. People don't want this market to rally just yet. And we'll talk a little bit about why that is, by the way. But we'll sort of see where we kind of get to over the course of this next hour or so. So you see Bitcoin rallied and did in fact wick all the way up to just above 70k before being pushed all the way back down to, yes, you better believe it, the 20-day EMA. No surprise at all that we obviously came back down and wicked to this range. Now, what's more interesting is where we currently are now starting to push back up. So you can see here 68,563 is the current retest on this center line that we're looking for. Break this, we could be heading back above, as we've done a number of times before. Again, look at history. When we broke this line, we came down, retest, pushed all the way higher. So you can argue the same could be said. If we lose the line, we generally come down and trade this lower line here. So this is kind of interesting when we look at this specific, excuse me, put my teeth back in. This specific line here in the middle. Also, it aligns with key trading area as well. What's going on, Beebs? Look at that. All the members just in the chat. I can see you guys. I can open the chat back up. Let's see if all the spam bottles are picking. I'm going to open the chat back up and see what happens. So there we go. It's all open now. Everyone should be able to just chat. So if you're in the stream, let me know. And hopefully the weird spam bottle people are not there. And if they are, then we'll just turn it back on. So, but yeah, anyway, everyone can chat now. So good to see you all. But BTC holding within this range right now, looking to retest the 20-day EMA. 0.5% actually is not the worst number that we've ever seen, considering that we did end up all the way back down here, which was around 67,000. Obviously, everyone's like, oh my God, everything's going to the, floor. Bitcoin's a scam, blah, 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 blah. All right. Welcome in, society. Good to see you tomorrow, Peter. Sammy Silver. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but yeah, good job, all the mods. Well done, everybody. Shout out to you guys. Crushed it. So, nothing's really fundamentally changed where BTC is. Total market cap is down very marginally. However, when you look at altcoins, slightly better performance, all right? But nothing really worth, going and selling all your things for. When we take a look at what's going on with the BTC gold ratio, specifically here on the daily, we're still quite a way away from these key targets that we're looking for. Remember, we want to be down here somewhere. Again, aligned to where we believe. And I'll talk a bit more about gold a little bit later on in the stream. Okay, quick look at a couple of altcoins, just dead quick, just to give us a sense of where we are. ETH, albeit, yes, it's consolidating here. It's doing nothing. Don't stress it. XRP, some of you guys asked about it. Actually looks pretty favorable. Down, retest, break the support. The retest here on the daily candles, followed by the break back to the upside. Now, in order for, in my opinion, XRP to break higher, it has to break this 20-day EMA right now. 153 is your price level you're looking for ETH to break back above. If, by the way, you are curious about how to trade all these, we do have full and undisputed trading guides within our premium Discord service, which you can get by becoming a channel member. You get them for free, and they are like, they're my work at the moment. Can we check Litecoin? RJ? Yeah, of course we can, mate. We'll take a look at Litecoin in a little bit. We'll work our way through. So, my view on XRP right now is it could break out to the upside. There are a couple of key things to think about. Equally, I believe that there is a few deliberate things going on right now. I'm not going to get into this like, oh, they're suppressing the market stuff. Like, I'm not about that, but we'll get into kind of a couple of things that are happening. JFR, what's going on? Chip is here as well. Welcome in. Richard, good to see you, Rich. Welcome in, pal. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of where we get when we get to XRP. Anything else that's standing out right now? Aerodrome, I mean, it's still terrible, but it's up 2%. Not the worst. Jasmy's up a little bit. You're obviously looking for some movers and groovers out there, particularly in any of the sectors that we've been looking. So Hype may be about to give you an opportunity, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice, just my thought. Remember, we're not here just to try and make money with Bitcoin. We're here to make money with the whole market and try and absolutely grab those trades when we see them, all those spot positions. But Hype dropped back down, potentially about to lose the 20 here on the close on the daily, then expect push down. Me personally think 29.5, and then get us a bounce, as we saw back here, look, on the on Hype. So maybe about to give us a little bit. Canton, we talked about this yesterday, if you remember, Craig. So Canton actually holding up, did lose the 20. So we said, look, watch out, it could wick down. Interestingly enough, didn't come down as far as I expected it to. I did actually expect Canton to wick down to this line. We weren't far off. I mean, where do we miss it by? About 1%. So not super crazy, but you know, actually now starting to wick back up. You want to see a close around 16.3, in my opinion, to sort of see this kind of momentum shift back to the upside and give us a little bit more upside move. But right now, still very much within this range here. You can see on Canton on the VPVR, that's very much within the range that you would expect it to do. So outside of anything else, memes starting to move. Could this be a sign that maybe retail is starting to just buy a little bit? Scott's Noise, what's going on, buddy? How we doing? Yeah, we're all good, my man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Got whiff up a little bit. So memes may be giving us a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a sniff that things are about to change. Now, again, don't tell me that I was right, because I don't need people to be like, oh, 2-bit. I can't believe you called it. It's fine. Tap the like button, get bullish. That's all I need. Gold sold off nearly 1% today, as did silver. Continuing silver's decline, by the way. And if people are telling you silver's going back to all-time high of 150 bucks, 2-bit, you don't know what you're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. Nonsense. This is going to Goblin Town, all right? So watch out. Just my view. But you look at this, futures on silver are going to open negative as well. So I'd be really mindful of the metals market. What's interesting here is that the big money has already made its game. We'll try and take a look tomorrow. I've had to pay for this, which is kind of crazy, but I'm trying to get, I think we looked at this before, bank balance sheets, specifically some of these silver traders, JP Morgan Chase. Also, I want to take a look at Goldman Sachs and Wells Fargo. So I'm trying to get their bank balance sheets to understand, do they still have silver as they claimed that they have, and what is their exposure like to ETFs? So there's been a couple of companies today that have been secretly selling their exposure to Bitcoin ETFs and buying Ethereum ETFs. Very, very interesting if you ask me. But watch out for the metals market. I still think it goes down. Look at silver here on the daily, lost the 50. Expect silver, in my view, by the end of the week, if we don't get any super crazy, bullish news, I expect a retest here of the 100-day EMA around 70 bucks. All right, so watch out. Selmo says, 2-bit, what's up, mate? I'm bullish in a bearish market. Hey, that's the best way to be, Selmo. Be bullish in the bears. That's the best place. You know what they say. It's a little bit like, when a bear's coming chasing at you, what do? You scream at it. Stand bigger. All right. What else we got going on? You can see the the dollar up a little bit. The S&P 500 did rally just marginally, albeit these are all futures and expected prices, given the fact that it was President's Day and the markets were all closed, so nothing too crazy going on there. The one note, the Japanese yen did sell off, interestingly enough, on the back of their GDP. Coinbase going kabooma. Also, MicroStrategy, again, would have been some good calls if you'd have got into there. Obviously, the big deal will be as markets open in about 3 hours' time. Thoughts on Kyber, mate? No idea. And Cronos, if you can. Cronos, I'm not sure about. And maybe controversially, I have been a bit of a critic of Crowcoin, because my problem with Crow is, outside of the exchange, I don't know what else it offers. That's the problem. And you never hear like, oh yeah, like I'm buying Crow because I just think the ecosystem's mint. I just don't see it. I mean, what's interesting is it is in a very, 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 very light macro uptrend. And arguably from a technical standpoint, there's the higher high, the higher low, the higher high, the higher low. I mean, we're scraping the barrel a little bit. That's a higher high. That is a higher low. And then that is a higher high again. This, however, is not. So, that is doing pretty well. This, not so much. However, you could argue still very much within a upward trend momentum here. So Crow might go a little bit higher. Might be one of those that comes out of the woodwork and, and surprises us. But, Yeah, and then what was the other one you want us to take a look at? The exchange customer service. Yeah, it's the worst. You are so right, Vern. Kyber Network. Okay, remind me. We'll take a look at that. But yeah, their customer service is utter garbage. So be very mindful of that one, by the way. I used them once. I transferred some crypto across there, and they were like, hey, where does this crypto come from? It's like, it's come from my wallet. Well, can you prove it? Well, I mean, I can send some more. And they were like, I don't like your attitude. So you need to get it all off our exchange, and we're going to close it down. Is it this one? Kyber Network. Looks garbage. Just FYI. I mean, it looks absolutely terrible, by the way. Again, I don't want to be an overcritical individual, but it's doing $11,000 in volume. It's rubbish. All right. Thoughts on Litecoin, please? Sorry to keep it. No, it's all good, RJ. We'll get that in right now. Do we have... Oh, no, you guys saw something you shouldn't have done then. Do we have Litecoin on here? Do we keep Litecoin or did we yeet it? I can't remember. Oh, we're such bad people. Come on, why do we not have Litecoin, everybody? Think of all those people that are in Litecoin. We're such terrible people. Okay, let's bring up on Coinbase. Right, fine, it's in the list, all right? It's made it. Litecoin has officially made it. I can't believe we don't have that. It seems wild that we don't have that, but anyway. Okay, fine, we don't have it. Litecoin here on the weekly candles. Again, look, is Litecoin going to do something crazy? Probably not. What's important to understand, though, with Litecoin is it still consolidates way higher than most do. And you could argue and say, well, too bad. Arguably, it is actually, it's probably in a marginal uptrend. I mean, it depends where you probably take it from there, wouldn't you? So what am I looking for? Look at this. I mean, everyone knows this pattern that we've seen so many times before. If Litecoin is going to move, it's going to move pretty soon. The argument would be the break back to the upside, potentially pricing in 119 from this low range would be a quadruple bottom. Again, you've got this big pan. Like I said, you can get all of this, by the way, in our Discord. Many people just think the Discord is just somewhere you just tune in and it's like, oh, no. But when you go into our Learn to Trade here, we've got how to trade the 20-day EMA. And more importantly, you get the full breakdown of specific charts to use. Look at this. Talks you through all these charts. Top bearish moves, bullish moves, double bottoms. We're adding to this all the time as well. You get this free by being a channel member, all right? Definitely worth it, in my opinion, okay? And that's not the only one you get. You'll loads more as well, which is kind of cool. So, watch out Litecoin. If it's going to move, my opinion is it's going to move reasonably soon, all right? Just based on this market structure. If it loses this right now, then you could sort of see a retest here around, well, yeah, it could come a bit lower. You're probably talking something about 35 bucks. So, again, watch out. But Litecoin structurally looks okay, actually. Looks okay. Nothing super crazy. All right, that does take us through a quick view of the markets. We'll keep an eye here on BTC on the daily just to give us a bit of a vibe. And I want to get into some really important charts, right? So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this market. We're going to keep BTC open here. My view, by the way, I think we come and retest this. Short opportunity, look at this off the 20-day EMA. Oh, by the way, if you are interested in how to trade the 20-day EMA, just saying, we actually have a full guide here on how to trade the 20-day EMA. What you get? Yeah, totally free. All right, think about it. It's totally worth it. Even tells you how to do your 7-day practice plan so your group improves fast. There you go. Look, so you can see day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. How you can trade the 20-day EMA. All right, good. What have we got? Evening all, XLM and BCH were pumping earlier. Victoria Green's in the house. What's going on? Yeah, BCH is actually performing pretty well. I'm surprised about that. Up 2.7% at 568. Maybe about to retest 600. I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. Okay. Tomato, I'm not sure about that one, but it could be interesting. Oh. Wow. That was a terrible cough. I apologize you all had to hear that, especially TikTok. Your microphone's a little bit nearer than everyone else's. The last time Trump has applied for an ETF for Crowcoin. No, Truth Social, I think, applied for a partnership with Crowcoin. Trump himself has not done anything with ETFs. But yeah, I believe he kind of did that thing. So, okay. That is the charts. Let me bring you over here, TikTok, so you can see what's going on. There you go. Look, ask yourselves the questions. Let me know what your thoughts are. As always, we're going to try and dive into this in a little bit more detail. Okay. Strap in, because this is important. We're going to be walking through some really, really good charts and just really important stuff that you need to hear about. In fact, I'm going to leave this up here to TikTok. You probably need to see some of this stuff as well. You need to see some of this stuff. I know we don't have a lot of people watching us, but hey, those that do watch it, it's going to be worth it. Okay. So what are we looking at here? Like I said, we've got a number of charts to walk and talk through. So this is what they call the SOPR by long-term holders and short-term holders. Potentially, oh my God, essentially a 7-day exponential moving average. So before we get into this too much, you need to understand the difference between exponential and simple. Okay. Now, again, anyone can kind of tell me, sorry, I just need to send this message. So the fact is, it's all to do with where they take the points of that. So if you have, for example, the simple moving average, it is literally as easy as what are all the values and then put a median value in the middle of it. So if you had, let's say, for example, 44444777777, the median or the simple moving average would essentially go to 5.75. It would be the median between the two things. The exponential moving average is generally seen as a little bit more accurate. Essentially takes the top and the bottoms off and gives you a way more balanced view of where it is. So it is important just to understand that. It also makes it faster when you're trying to react to trades if you use exponential moving averages. It's generally seen as a little bit more accurate as you kind of walk through some of this stuff. So what is it that we are looking at here on the screen? Well, essentially we are being told that you've got the long-term holders versus Bitcoin price. And actually, this is essentially diamond hands. Are people still holding on to their cryptocurrency or are they dumping their bags? So the recent drop by 60K or 260K, excuse me, imposed drastic psychological pressure on diamond hands. Basically, if you were ever in a world of saying, oh, markets are designed to get people to sell, and assuming that you've got bigger players in the game, and again, remember, some of these people are now in the game that hold huge amounts of Bitcoin and enormous ETFs, are banks or investment companies. They are solely designed to take the money from the average individual and give it to the wealthy. I'm not telling you I'm some sort of Robin Hood, Maid Marian kind of guy. I'm not that person at all. But generally speaking, banks are designed, and you all know my thoughts on that, to take their money. But what's interesting with this is comparable to the 2022 Terra Luna crash. Now, if you think about where the market was when Terra Luna completely collapsed, it broke the entire crypto market. Everyone freaked out. People were trying to buy the bottom. Everyone lost billions upon billions of dollars. And actually what you've got here is that the same sentiment happening right now. And equally back, when we saw that big crash. In both cases, the 7-day EMA of long-term holders, the SOPR, fell below 1 after trading for 1 or 2 years above it. Simply put, right, the long-term holders realized significant losses and a rare shift in conviction typically seen in deeper stages of a bear market. Now, this is kind of where it gets interesting. So what we're saying here is that when you get these huge corrections, so back here, look, in June 22, right the way into the FTX collapse here as well, is that you even get long-term holders freaking out. They get to a world of going, oh my God, it's never going up again. We're going to zero. Like, I need to sell everything. Crypto's a scam. Well, the same thing is generally happening right now. When you are seeing price appreciation, long-term holders generally hold the bag, or they buy the bag. And we're not really seeing that right now. Again, this blue line is what we're looking to cross back above the black line. This would tell us that price momentum is moving back to the upside. People feel a bit more optimistic about where the market's going to go. This is why I'm saying right now, as much as people are going, oh, you missed it too bit. You keep talking about this retracement. You think the market's going to go down. That's because you missed it. You're shit at your job as a YouTuber. Well, that's cool. Like, all right, that's fine. Either way, we're hedging against the opportunity that prices go up or not. But every indicator right now tells us we've got a little bit of a push down before we start to come back to the upside. This correlates perfectly in the Magic Bands V2, which is also telling us, well, that the last big move was a precise hit of level 2 on the Magic Bands at 65K. Now, this historically has not told us the bottom. If you look for the back over the number of years that we have here, cycle bottoms tend to be this big red line. January 2015, which was after the 2013 top. You've also got December 2018 after the 2017 top. You also have November 22, which is FTX, which is a little bit disingenuous because actually FTX kind of screwed everything as well versus the 2021 top. And people go, well, this is why we got a $28,000 to a bit. Maybe we will. I don't feel like we're going to get that low, though. Institutional buying is going to make it different. However, in my opinion, it does tell us that we can and probably certainly will go lower, because if you actually look at where we get some of this pre-chaos dump, which, again, If you think about the difference between all of these back here, you didn't have institutional money in. You had people that were probably genuinely fearful of what the hell they were going to buy their shopping with, how they were going to buy anything with. It's very different to where we get to now. So this is why I think we get a little bit of a further push down. Now, this is one of the reasons why I think this is going to happen. And remember, on this show, we don't just go, well, the charts are telling us what this is. We're a little bit more macro. Tim, 100%. I think this consensus is that we definitely see a further push down. How low we go? Do we think it's 28,000? Probably not. Do we think it's 35K? I don't think so. 55, maybe. I think maybe that's probably where I'm at. But this is interesting. What you've got here is the job openings per 100 employees at professional and business services, white collar jobs, okay? And what you've got here is essentially the data over the course of the last bear markets, market corrections, pandemic, all that kind of stuff. How much is it now? How much is what now? Bitcoin, $68,540 cost us. So again, what have you got? Well, February the 26th in 2014, we actually saw a significant decline. You also have February the 3rd, 2018, and then January 23rd and February the 7th. What we got here is that historical low job openings for white-collar workers. These are generally the investment bankers. They're probably people that historically would have always bought Bitcoin and certainly would have bought in big numbers. They're also the people that generally buy into ETFs, which again is important to reference because right now, if you have less people going into jobs in these services, they're probably not going to be buying Bitcoin. And we'll take a look at those ETFs a little bit later on as well, but this is kind of where you start to put the pieces of the puzzle together and you understand that, well, we probably have a little bit more to go. The other thing to think about, by the way, is that Bitcoin has never been this oversold when it comes to a gold ratio. So again, if you are in a world where you don't believe that gold is an indicator as to where BTC is going to go, then fine, you think this is the most nonsense chart on the planet. But actually what we've historically seen though is that this follows a very similar wave to the rainbow patterns that we get, which historically we've always said that when gold tops, Bitcoin bottoms. When Bitcoin tops, gold bottoms. And actually what have we got right now? Gold is topping out. In my opinion, I think gold has already topped out. Do I see gold going back to 5,600? I don't think so. And analysts agree with me. Remember, we looked at this, that actually most analysts don't believe that gold gets to $6,000. Whereas Bitcoin right now is okay at 68,571, but which is the better trade? Which is the undervalued trade right now? This is always going to align specifically to where we get to with BTC. And that's kind of where we get to. Titan of Crypto totally agrees with me as well. Bottom zone isn't in. And we historically have seen this when we get to the fair value gap. So we've got a little bit further to go down. Again, he predicts 40K, 41K, maybe a little bit low, might like him. But, Titan of Crypto is kind of aligned to our way of thinking and may see us push back. Now, the old playbook, however, is turning up. So as I've said, that many people are like, oh, 2-bit, you got it wrong. The market's going back to the moon and you totally missed out. All right, sweet. But there's kind of too many obvious signs, I think, that the markets are going to push back down. Namely, this. Oh my God, who's this guy? What is he doing on my screen? Donaldo Trumparino. And the point here is that Kalshi's now saying that there's a 20% chance that the Supreme Court rule in favor of Trump's tariff. 25% chance. I mean, come on, really? They've not decided to vote on them now 3 times. And you think all of a sudden this time they're going to go, oh, yeah, we think they're absolutely really bad. The integrity of the Supreme Court when it comes to the tariff decision is like a joke. It's like a literal joke right now. So yeah, I mean, but what's interesting is the old playbook is back out. Oh, what else happens this week? The Federal Reserve minutes come out. Everyone's freaking out. Market's going to push down. Like I said, pretty interesting. Low liquidity weekend. Open and extra, no trading for today. And what a surprise, markets kind of pushed down a little bit further. So yeah, pretty interesting as this kind of walks through. Does it mean that we're all going to go to zero? No. Does it mean that right now we're going to go to zero? Probably not. But it is interesting. And remember, this is Friday. We are going to see this. And for anyone that was asking about XRP, Casey says, I've been holding crypto since 2013 when it had its all-time high of 1K. Wow. I mean, fair play to you. If you are still holding your crypto since 2013 and you haven't sold any, or maybe you have, but I mean, shout out to you. Fair play to you. This is an interesting one. Digital asset updated forecast. Remember, everyone was like, oh, Standard Charter, they know what's going on. Don't bet against the banks, they said. Standard Charter's all about it. They just revised their price targets. They were miles off in 2026. They've now revised their 2027 forecasts and their 2026. Sorry, they were miles off in 2025. They've just revised their forecasting, now predicting $100,000 for BTC in 2026. What's interesting, though, is they've revised their XRP target down to $2.80 from the potential of an $8 rally. Now, in my opinion, okay, people, and you're welcome to chuck your opinions in the chat, likewise for both TikTok and obviously YouTube as well. So, Standard Charter are going, well, we don't think Bitcoin's going to rally. We think it's going to be a bit garbage. We think Solana's going to go to 135. You then have, like, you know, Paul Atkins coming out going, well, we've got to work through the market structure bill and it's going to take a little bit of time. And then you've got the newbie guy, you know, Michael Saylor at the CFTC, and the guy at the White House, like, there's trillions of dollars going to come into the market. It's like, all right. You sat on pair of 8 and you've just done the flop in Texas Hold'em and you've flopped 8 queen, and you're thinking, holy shit, I've got a full house here, but I don't want them to know. So what do? Check pass. I think that's exactly what the banking institutions are doing right now. Remember, loads of these mother truckers got absolutely demolished on the commodities rallying, and they got demolished on those leverage moves as well. So I actually think they are playing this down. They're almost betting against themselves, like, God, go the complete opposite way. They basically slashed their XRP price by like 58%, which is kind of insane, really, if you ask me. But projecting forward, like, oh no, 2027, yeah, it's fine. It's going to literally triple in price in 2027. You're like, something doesn't add up with these numbers, does it? Something doesn't add up with these numbers. So interesting. And then look, just a really quick reference point, and then I want to bring this back and summarize what we're talking about. But BTC just had its worst start to any year ever in the history of Bitcoin. Think about that. Think about that for a split second. Bitcoin and arguably Ethereum just had its worst start to any year in the history of Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right? Interesting, right? Negative 10%, negative 13.5. Never happened before. All the way back to 2013. Never happened where we've had a negative January and a negative February. So, what does this mean? Like, brilliant. You can read a graph and you can tell me that we're negative. And, well, in my opinion, and it is only my marginal opinion, that it's all become a game of cat and mouse. And the reason why I say it's cat and mouse is every day the markets start to rally. There's a little bit of excitement. People are like, oh, maybe we're at the bottom. The bottom's in. Everything's fine. You get this like massive, like, no, boom, dump the market back down. And then someone announces somewhere that they bought a shit ton of Bitcoin, whether that's ETFs, whether that's, oh, we just converted loads of our stock from a Bitcoin ETF and bought Ethereum, whether it's Goldman Sachs announcing the fact they've got $2.2 billion worth of crypto holdings. Oh, they didn't have them last year? No, they didn't. So I think it's all a big game of cat and mouse. And I also therefore think, going back to the title of the live stream, Crypto Bull Run is on hold for this moment. I think it's true. I think it's absolutely true. I think there is something being built, something being worked through that I think aligns to what the US is going to do in terms of a strategic reserve. I think it aligns in terms of what they do from a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And I think it aligns in terms of what Trump's going to do. Most recent, by the way, I don't know if you saw that World Financial just announced that they've partnered up with... Someone tell me who it is, because my mind's gone totally blank. I'm so annoyed at myself. I was literally thinking about this earlier on. Oh, bro, come on, 2-bit. Who is it? Man, it's so annoying. I totally forgot who it is. Who is it? Oh, it's the instability for sure too. But yeah, 100%. 100%. We're excited to welcome Global. Oh, Nicki Minaj. I thought it was someone way more important than that. I thought it was someone way different to Nicki Minaj. I'm not saying she's not great, by the way, but I couldn't tell you one song. But yeah, it's Nicki Minaj. That's... Oh, come on, 2-bit. Sort your life out. Friggin' Nicki Minaj. No one cares about Nicki Minaj. Especially if you're into crypto. What, bro? Oh, man. Anyway, get my point. Yeah, so my view is that right now, This is why we should probably set some sort of indicator up. Can we do that? Let's see if we can do, what would you call it? Can we use this? Oh no, these are looks. I don't want indicators. I want like a bull bear scale. Nikki is now, yeah, fair. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Yeah, so my view, by the way, and this is kind of where I get to a little bit, is that I just think we have this push down in the market to come through either like a big stock sell-off or commodities crash or something happens, you know, China bans silver, whatever it is. And I think that then signals the bottom. I don't think the bottom is signaled by just Bitcoin completely dumping its rear end off and everyone kind of freaking out. It just feels like that's not how this is going to play out. It's not the rodeo that I expected. So yeah, just my opinion. All right. Just my opinion. Like I said, I could totally be wrong. Okay. So that kind of gives you just a bit of an overview as to where I sit. Recapping dead quick. We have the long-term holder versus short-term holder 7-day exponential moving average telling us this is a bearish signal, similar to what we got on the way that Terra Luna completely collapsed. We also have the Magic Bands V2 that telling us that we're only sort of halfway down a potential where we could retrace to. That not necessarily says that's what we're going to get to. You've got little job openings in probably the most poignant market for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investors. They are now recruiting less than ever before. The gold versus BTC ratio is as low as it's been. Should still probably go a bit lower, and that's where we single the bottom of the market. Titan of Crypto totally agrees with us. You also have Trump's Supreme Court tariff decision going to come in, which could be really volatile for the markets, and Standard Chart, I just totally revised all of their price targets down, which is pretty interesting as well. So where does that get us to? Is there any hope out there? Is there any hope out there? And that's the big question, isn't it? And the answer is, I've just deleted the window that I was going to get over next. Oh, come on, bro. Okay, it's fine. Because I don't know if you guys saw this, and it's whether there's going to be like another cryptocurrency extraction plan. Cryptocurrency extraction plan, which is this, everybody. The cryptocurrency extraction plan. For you guys can't see it, this is the Logan Paul selling of the Pikachu. What was it like? I don't know what it's called. Like the, what do they call it? Pikachu something or other. There's a specific name for it. Help me out. Does anyone know? Can anyone remember what it's called? There is a point to what I'm making here, by the way. It's called Illustrator. Is that right? Some sort of Illustrator. Anyway, he sold it for 19.092 million, which is kind of insane. But what's important here is this was a tokenized asset. So this could all get pretty spicy in the market. The SEC could decide to go after him. He could pay out people. Remember Crypto Zoo? Well, a lot of people haven't forgot about it yet. So Logan Paul currently needs to pay out. Bear in mind, 51% is fractionalized. Pretty interesting. So this could be one of those ones that, you know, create some real uncertainty in the market. Maybe Logan Paul just decides to screw everybody and steal the $16 million. I don't know. But right now, 51% of it is tokenized, which was 2.6 million. So, you know, really, this 51%, they arguably have now, you know, netted over what? 50, 100%, 200% gains. You dropped 1,000 in there, you're going to be expecting 2 Gs back. Just saying. Just saying. It could be pretty interesting. All right. Good. All right. Well, that takes us through all of that stuff. By the way, if you haven't already, do check out Bitunix. All right. I'm not kidding. It's a great platform. You've only got a few days left in order to get over there. It's where I've been doing loads of my trading. All right. It's definitely worth it. 50% rebate deposits. No one's giving you that bonus other than this community, the 2Bit Crypto community. The link is in the description. Also, it is in our free, that's right, totally free Discord, which is linked in my bio. So check it out. All right, description, bio, you got it. Also, if you want to get access to that premium Discord, it's about $6.50, $7 a month. Totally worth it. You got 2 bots in there. They can get you DeFi stuff. They can trade content. No, they can't trade content. They can look at technical analysis. They can give you a view of where the market is. You can request it. Bang, snap of a button, boom, it's on your phone. No messing with TradingView. You're going to get the most up-to-date you can possibly get, as well as all our trade alerts, call alerts, new coin launches, all the rest of it. Definitely worth it. $6.50 a month. Like, you kidding me right now? It's absolutely super power worth it. All right. Last couple of bits of news, which is this. Bitcoin retreats below 68K amid extreme fear. and analysts are now downgrading. So not only did we see this with Standard Charter, this is actually bigger than we think. And actually what you've got is a number of particular big people now diminishing their potential returns that come into this market. Crypto Feared Index saw a slight numerical recovery to 11 after dipping into single digits late last week. The reading remains firmly in extreme fear territory. Again, I think we can go lower, so be very, very mindful of what that looks like. But people are totally panicking and freaking out that actually we could see a push down. Analysts like Standard Charter have now revised their year-end target down to 100k and warned that Bitcoin could drop as low as 50k in the current cycle before a true recovery begins. All right, just worth noting there, by the way. And then finally, just dead quick, by the way, crypto trader faces uncertainty as Bitcoin struggles at 68k. On-chain mine points to extreme fear as a strong buying indicator. Bitcoin is struggling to stay above that key 68,000, and local care workers in Springfield are ready for work. Just thought it was worthwhile bringing up there as it's like taking over half my screen. So yeah, think about that, by the way. Very interesting as a lot of this goes on. And again, it depends how you feel, depends where your monetary system is and what your risk tolerance is right now. When markets are in extreme fear, historically, these are good times to be accumulating, but bear in mind you increase the risk. So I think it's fair to say. So I guess we've been talking now for nearly 40 minutes. Where do we get to in the market? I still stand true to my belief. Bitcoin is going down a little bit further and probably retesting that low range as we can see here on the screen, which is down around 63,000 to the potential low of around 60,200. It could even go a little bit lower. You know, be ready is probably where I'm at right now. And all these people that are telling you that you've missed the bottom and the bull market's back on and we're going to the moon, I just think I've got it wrong. Is Standard Charter partner with Ripple? No, not like they're a bank out there, so I don't think so. I think they may have used XRPL or may have done some sort of testing similar to Bank of America, Santander, HSBC, a couple of others. I think it's about 25 of them or something. I just like a DCA a little just in case we go lower. Exactly. And remember that strategy. In fact, we probably need to build some sort of trading guide that's like, how do you invest into a coin and DCA? Maybe we do a DCA. Someone write a note down for that. Have I got any notes anywhere? No. Let me just get my notepad out. Do a DCA buying guide. Buying. Oh my God, I can't spell. Guide for the Discord. Great ideas, everybody. Love it. Right, there we go. All right, cool. We got that. BTC going down to 63k. I mean, we did wick down to 67. I mean, my upper range is 63,632. Which is where I believe we're going to go to. Two reasons why I think that. Right now, we are struggling to break the 20-day EMA on the 12-hour. We've now rejected this 6 times. So we either break out to like a crazy new price of around 70,000 or we break back down. Am I guessing? I mean, technically, yes, but it's a very educated guess if you argue. Because I can't predict the future, so it has to be a guess. But you can offset the scale of which you're guessing. I guess the point is, have I just thrown a dice on the floor and gone, is Bitcoin going down? And I've gone, yes, no. All right. There is definitely 39 minutes of stuff I've just talked about as to why I think BTC is going to go down. Namely today that we struggled once again to break the 20-day EMA. We're currently holding on the PLC line around 68.62. My expectation is that I think we probably break lower. And the fact that commodities coming down and the stock market is probably going to come down as well tells us that we could go down. BTC 190k by Jan 27. Could be. Do you own any Atom? I'm staking at about 14 to 15%. I've been buying it as dipped to stack. No, I don't own any Atom. I have seen though it's pretty good for staking, but I'm not sure of its full use case and potential. It's Cosmos is like the main one, isn't it? So I mean, what's it at? 224. 224, volume sitting at 1.1. Oh, sorry, volume at 75 million. So it's not the worst coin in the world. Obviously, IBC compatible. It can be used across a number of different Cosmos ecosystems. Just similar to a lot of other stuff, really. It's just a bit garbage right now. They probably think invest by only 9%. Yeah, probably, Curtis. No, I think thank God I bought a cold wallet while I was still working. There you go, no hype. DCA buying guide rule 1. Do what Tim Shea does. Rule 2. Refer to rule 1. Probably a good shout. Logan Paul purchased NFT for 635k in 2021. Today it's worth 150. Yeah, I saw that. That weird like thing with like a helmet on. My concern was always how long can these institutions hold their Bitcoin? They bought the top. Oh, we're playing big time right now if they do start selling. Yeah, I mean, if they were going to start selling, I think they already would have done. And what you're seeing a little bit here is you are actually seeing ETFs just slowly buying the dip. And what's really interesting with this is whenever there is this kind of real fear in the market, this like, oh my God, we're not going to go down. Like, I wish I bought in. ETFs just keep buying. Look at this, $31 million, again, into Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and XRP ETFs, a $15.1 million worth of buying pressure into these ETFs. So what you're not seeing, which I think is a growing up in the institutional market, but at the same time, what they don't want to do is create what we just got, which is a massive spike in the market. And then what happens is you just get people that make so much money, they just sell and crash the market. Look at this. Look at the difference here between you've got these big moves up, which were obviously early part of this year, where we got that price spike back above 100K. Where you see the accumulation though, and again, if you look at this as an all-time high, look at how crazy this move is. This was through May, pumping through July, all the way into September, even right down to the fact when October 6 happened and everything just kind of went to shit. You saw this massive buy. You're not seeing that anymore. Again, my point here right at the very start of the stream is that I think this is very deliberate. I think there's a purpose to it. And what I think institutions don't want to do is create this like FOMO, because there is a lot of money sat on the side. We looked at stablecoin value on exchanges yesterday. It's a shit ton of money waiting to come to this market. Buying while it's down is the only way it's got to go. Fairground knows. See, Fairground knows the strap. So, you know, I think it's a very deliberate market. But what's interesting is max fear. It's at 11. Fear and greed index is like its worst possible bet. And it's like, oh, well, we're just going to, you know, just keep buying a little bit of Bitcoin. We'll just keep stacking Bitcoin ETFs, you know. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. We're buying some more. I think it's interesting, by the way. Super interesting, and probably expect to buy some more. Just my view. Very, very deliberate, if you ask me. Very, very deliberate, and I think very much a strategic move, shall we say, by those ETF warriors. All right, good. Let me know what you guys think. Like, drop it in the chat. Give me a view. I'm always open to opinions, thoughts, views, analysis. You might think I'm talking absolute nonsense. If you don't think I'm talking nonsense and you actually have enjoyed your content so far, bear in mind we've been live 48 minutes. Doesn't feel like we have. Hit the like button, hit the follow button. Don't forget hit that subscribe button as well, because we're heading on up to nearly 40,000 subscribers. So I would massively appreciate it if you could just give it a little tap on that like button, hit the subscribe button, you know, that kind of good stuff. That's how I'm doing it. I'm just buying when everyone else is fearful. That's the best way. That is the absolute max strat. That's the way to do it. 100%. 100% the way to do it. All right. Whenever the market is fearful, you should be greedy. It is as simple as that. Okay. Good. Right. What have we got else to talk about? We've got the pre-markets that we're going to discuss in just a little bit. Tuesday. Oh, we didn't get... I think they held Japan GDP, didn't they? I totally forgot we even looked at that. Yeah. Softer Japan GDP tempers yen's gains. That's right. So the yen slips back as Japan's GDP misses expectations. Get ready for stimulus. Oh, no. Yeah, I totally forgot about this. So the yen gave back some of last week's surge, slipping to roughly 153 per US dollar after Japan's GDP missed forecast and traders trimmed bets on near-term Bank of Japan action. So we do have the liquidity for the Bank of Japan, actually. Oh, yeah, but you didn't think that. So we can do this. We can bring up the BOJ from a liquidity perspective and stick this on the old chart arena. So again, you can see there, look, Bank of Japan liquidity is actually declining here on the 12 hours. So very interesting is that GDP misses. They're going to dump their liquidity into the market and trying to stimulate the economy. Sell all your crypto to me. Hit my buy orders and an extra cool points. There you go. Look, Cryptovarius knows what's up. He's playing the strats. He's going for the psychological mind games. You've got to be careful. Otherwise, before you know it, he's bought your XRP and it was 16 cents. You're like, what the hell happened here? Cryptovarius has just taken all my crypto. Come on, bro. Don't take my crypto coins. Thinking about the money I have sunk in Sentinel right now. Okay, Bowers. What is that doing right now? I haven't even checked it for ages. Tim, are you still into it? I never bought in. I feel like I did one video in the pre-sale. It launched pretty well, didn't it? It launched pretty well. Is it sent? I kind of feel like it launched all right, and then I haven't really been tracking it. What day is going to be the dump? What day is going to be the dump day this week? Well, I mean, oh yeah, no, that's terrible. Yeah, way down on that one. Ouch. Yeah, that is a stinker, isn't it? That is a stinker right now. 120 bucks. So this is pretty much done. Yeah, $120 in volume. It's I mean, yeah, launched. What was the other one as well? I can't remember what it was now. XCL or something, is that right? Yeah, tough gig on that one. Tough gig. It didn't even really get a rally post-launch, which just means that the pre-sale was challenging. Let's call it that. Let's call it that. I mean, that you shouldn't, even on a launch, even on a pre-sale, that shouldn't happen, really. That just means that the pre-sale was too big, in my opinion. In my opinion. It's important that when you have a pre-sale, you make sure that you don't sell out the pre-sale. You want to create hype in a pre-sale. So there is a new coin launching on the 18th, which could be interesting, by the way. I will post it in the premium Discord, actually, so you guys take a look at. So I am a VC investor, so I bought in the private round on that one. So could be interesting. Yeah, could be interesting. It's called Zero. It's kind of wild, but yeah, I will share that with the premium Discord group, and that does launch. I think it's the 18th. February 18th, 10 a.m. Eastern on Ethereum. Launch price is 0.012. But I'll share it in there. We'll take a look at that when it launches as well. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. Okay, cool. Well, look, if you guys got any questions, any thoughts, any opinions, let me know. Drop it in the chat. We'll definitely take a look at it. I mean, I don't even think we have anything tracking on here, do we now? Marbits, 18.4. Oh, no. Oh, bro. I thought I was actually doing well. It's at 12 something. Oh, come on. Come on. They keep selling Marbits. I mean, obviously, we know exactly what's going on with Marbits. It's like, you know, pretty much donezo. But yeah, K Bowers, I can appreciate that. It looks terrible. Looks terrible. Okay, BTC and the BOJ liquidity. Let's take that off there because we don't need that on there right now. Why has it done that? Oh, that's it. Why has it done that? There we go. Okay, cool. So we can keep an eye on this right now. And yeah, we'll take any thoughts, any opinions, any questions, any views. Just drop it in the chat. I'll try and answer the best I can. Chief says, I've never had any luck with pre-sales. I took a hit on Cent also. I mean, I've had a couple of... It depends, right? It depends. Big pre-sales are generally very difficult to make any kind of serious money on it. That's my honest opinion. If you can get onto a VC pre-sale, which is basically you buy at the entry point, then great. I mean, that's the best way to get into it. But if you have a pre-sale that doesn't sell out or struggles to sell out, historically, they are generally the worst pre-sales. Why? Because it means that you couldn't fill the pre-sale with people that want to get in, which then means that your sell pressure at launch is going to be bad. So when we did launch Marbits, which, by the way, was still a good launch, we did a 15 ETH pre-sale that sold out within, like, man, it was like 4.5 minutes or something crazy like that, which then meant when we launched, we broke $1.3 million market cap. The problem was that it ended up with so many people, or some people, should I say, ended up with way too much of the supply that then just totally screwed everyone. Doesn't mean, though, we can't do it again. I'm excited about it. I'm still saying Flare is a sleeper. I'm going heavy. I bought. Hope none of you are buying any of it. Well, we talked about that yesterday, actually. Flare, nearly 100 million now locked up on their FXRP vault, which is pretty good, actually. It's pretty good if you ask me. So, yeah. Sorry, yeah. So, no hype. What day is going to be dump day this week? I mean, let's take a look at the futures market because that probably gives us an indication as to what tomorrow looks like. Lots of US markets feel like they're going to open. Obviously, these are the ones we care about. Hong Kong Stock Exchange, the Nikkei's unchanged. Shanghai is going to be down a little bit, and the STI all down very marginally. So we're potentially going to get a little bit of a sell-off. This is important to reference. So commodities are going to sell off, which is going to be interesting. Volatility on the VIX pretty low, and it looks like the US indices are actually going to rally a little bit. So you probably end up with a relatively flat market. The only thing to watch out for will be US futures, which will open in about an hour and 10 minutes. So be mindful of it. From an economic standpoint, i.e., I didn't need to press this. From a what have we got coming this week? Not a lot, really. Outside of, you know, housing sales and a few other bits and pieces, which I don't think really makes a big deal to the crypto market, personally, then we're not really in that place. I think Friday's about as good as we're going to get. PCE, which probably be a reasonably good result. We'll see kind of what this looks like. GDP growth rate expectations are 3.5%, which might be a problem because actually previous was 4.4. This would not align to a growing economy. They would say, well, GDP slowed over the course of of January, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Growthville says bearish. Yeah, look, yeah, I think most people are in that place, certainly that are on this channel. Maybe not for the wider crypto market, but crypto wares. Take a look at Jasmy, long, mad, short term. Is I meant to say long, medium, and short term? So Jasmy's a really interesting one, and we've been looking at this. A lot of people are invested in Jasmy. We need to take that out. So what's interesting here is obviously we were looking at this. We have actually broke out from this downward channel here, and you got this bullish divergence on the 20 and the 50-day EMA, which we've held Jasmy up nearly 2%. So, you know, you could argue potentially that was the bottom for Jasmy. You get the higher high, the higher low, the higher high, the higher low. Jasmy's in an uptrend and potentially about to break out from some key volume range. We want to see probably price around 206. Get into the 206 range, then we could actually see this start to rally pretty aggressively. But Wednesday, yeah, the FOMC minutes. So it's just the minutes from what we had in the last meeting. So, you know, if Jasmy can break out here, then good news. Short term, what do we need to see it break above? Probably about the 6-1 range. That would be around this sort of area. Break above that. Then you're going to retest the 200 EMA. That then could break that. Could start to be pretty interesting. You see there, that was another retest at this range that we got rejected on. So, you know, Jasmy could give us a little bit. It could give us a little bit from the, you know, from the bottom to the top, holding up there at the 618 Fibonacci. So we need to break that. We need to break the 618. Break the 618 could be good news. Could be good news. Growthville says great. Reset around the corner. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we're all looking for. So, you know, I think 50, 55, 60K wicks. I mean, I've got a buy order or a trade set up. Sorry, a long trade from 62,000. So, yeah, let's hope we get there. What do you think of Solana? Yeah, I'm bullish on Solana. I still hold all my Solana and it's still all staked. Even though I bought it at $8, rallied it and walked all the way up to nearly 300 and come all the way back down. People go, oh, Pumba, you should have sold. You're right. I should have sold. Should have taken some profits on the table, but I didn't. But it's all still staked. So again, you can see because of the lines we've got here drawn on our charts, we need to see back above around $93. You're going to get a convergence here of the 20-day EMA breaking onto this support line that we have actually retested twice and got rejected. So short term, looking for $93 break above could give us some good indication. And actually, you could argue that, you know, Solana could rally relatively quickly within this range. Look at this. This is super low in terms of actual previous volatility on price. So, you know, could end up being, you know, pretty explosive in fairness. Yeah, Growthville knows what's up. See, Growthville's dialed in. He just knows what's going on. Turbo, I haven't checked this for a while, but I imagine it's garbage. I imagine. So I'm not in any meme coins outside of like Pepe and Bonk, which people will go, well, they are meme coins, but that, you know, they're broadly, you know, broader market meme coins. Turbo is $76 million market cap. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, this thing is like Goblin Town. Goblin Town, bro. I hate to be the guy that says it, but yeah, it is. Man. I mean, it's sort of bounced off that 8-9 range, but yeah, I mean, I don't hold a lot of confidence with this one. Just my opinion. Again, I could totally be wrong, but yeah, I'm not super crazy bullish on. And I haven't been for a while, by the way. I don't think that's a surprise. I have no idea what that is, but yeah, I haven't really been Turbo. I don't think I ever really got super crazy on it, but yeah. Can we have a look at Pumba for a laugh? If it's even still there, Craig. I can't imagine it's still there. Pumba coin, is it this one? Market cap at 3.35k. Liquidity at 5k. I mean, this one looks like it's an absolute sender right now. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one, Craig. Looks awful. Tim says I've seen worse charts though. I mean, that's true as well, yeah. Yeah, Tim, I should have a wallet also. Pure Wallet is the next one, but that also is a little worry. Seems to be lagging with its launch. Oh, Pure Wallet launch, yeah? I made a little on Turbo way back. Yeah, I've never really got into it. Never really got into it, but yeah, it looks terrible. Anyway, looks terrible. So, okay, let's bring BTC price back up. Well, nothing will change much with Powell still reading the minutes. Well, it's just the statement from the previous FOMC. So, Not expecting anything too crazy. Who was Fed speakers? Who was speaking today? I can't remember who it was. February, what day are we on today? February the 16th. So we got, oh, Michelle Bowman. Bowman, what did you say today, Bowman? Anything exciting? Is this it? Who's that? Is that Bowman? Man, what is she? Is that Michelle Bowman? What does she look like? Is that Michelle Bowman? I think that is Michelle Bowman, right?
Work that Travis Hill's doing over at the FDIC,
Yeah,
is making sure that those internal thresholds make sense. So right now there's a requirement that all banks at 500 million in asset have outside auditors to validate your processes. I'm not sure why we think that that's a necessary framework. If you think that that's an important part of your business model, you should be able to.
what else did she say? Is this like the whole speech? So she banged on about the banks for a little bit. All right, cool. What else did you talk about?
The other agencies last fall, we elected to repropose that at 8% with a 4-quarter implementation process if you find yourself dipping below the regulatory capital requirement that will be set in the new proposal. So I think it's a little bit more reasonable from a bank perspective and a capital requirement perspective, but it's also very, very thoughtful. It's very safe. It's almost double the minimum requirements for capital in the system anyway. So we're certainly not jeopardizing safety and soundness by going with the statutory floor.
Ooh, Bowman. Bowman. Man, it looks like is Bitcoin pumping right now? Yeah, Bitcoin's trying to go green, but wow. Wow! 2-bit, you were wrong. It's going green. Everything's going to the moon. BTC's breaking out. I'm going to short this from the 50-day EMA, by the way, if this gets any higher. Right, okay, here we go. Speeches. What did she say? Oh my God, this has got lots on it. Bowman said, today I would like to discuss concerning trend in our financial system that has significant implications for the banking industry. Of course she does. Of course you do, Bowman. The stability of the mortgage market and consumers, whether due to a conscious decision in response to the regulatory environment, we have seen a significant migration of mortgage orientation and servicing out of the banking sector. Bowman's doesn't like the Clarity Act. The data tells a clear story. In 2008, banks originated around 60% of mortgages and held the servicing rights on about 95% of mortgages. Yeah, look how that worked out. Since that time, the contraction has been extraordinary. As of 23, banks originated around 35% of mortgages and serviced about 45% of mortgage balances. Okay, cool. Cool. Capital treatment. We can clearly see that academic research and industry feedback from 2013 changing capital treatment of mortgage servicing rights was the factor in the withdrawal of banks from the mortgage market. When a financial institution securitizes a mortgage by selling it to a securitization trust, the institution receives a mortgage servicing right, or MSR, as a byproduct of the sale, represents an expected present value. Okay, Bowman, this all sounds way more complicated than I think I care about, so see you later, Bowman. Mike, Pumba was the warthog from Lion King. The tomato said you had the wrong chart. Oh, really? What was that cat doing? It wasn't. It was pickaxing a. It was pickaxing. Are you sure? This looks like the bot. Oh no, this is like some weird cat thing. It was pickaxing a. Whatchamacallit? A curling lane. Pumba. Yeah, but look at it. Like, it's all. None of it is active. The crypto fear and greed index climbed back to 11. So you could say, well, bring up the other Pumba chart. There isn't any more Pumba charts. They're all garbage. It was the only one that had a picture on it. So yeah, it doesn't look like Pumba is doing anything. All right, Bowman, get out of here. Who's talking tomorrow, by the way? She's back talking again Thursday. What the hell? Oh, Bar. What did Bar say today? Federal Reserve, Bar. Jefferson, Cook, Bowman. Speech by Vice Chair for Supervision Bowman on revitalizing mortgages. Oh my God, no one cares about mortgages. Did Barr not speak today? I thought he did. Okay, maybe not. I thought they did. Speeches and testimonies. Look. Bowman, no, they haven't put Barr's speech on. All right, maybe he didn't speak today. Who knows? Who knows? XCM, please, 2-bit. Got you, bro. XCN down about 1.27, still holding up though. Look at this on the 28 EMA. Did we talk about this last time? Yeah, I mean, you want to see this kind of breakout here right now. I don't know how this is playing out. If we take it from the candle bodies, then I mean, technically, it's kind of in a breakout right now. Kind of in a breakout, or just about. You know, if you can break above this line here, what's this? That 550. BTC's trying. Yeah, TJ, it looks like it as well. If we can break Cryptovarious, why have you just sent a message while my Discord is live? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What's that about? So, yeah, I mean, maybe we get like a... Maybe XCN gets a breakout. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, BTC is trying, as is the broader market. I don't think it's got any legs, by the way. And I think, you know, personally, I would be... I would definitely be tempted to short this. Let's have a look. Let's go on a bit nearer. 30-minute chart. I mean, it's trying to break out. It's above the 200. It's broke above that support line. So maybe what a mess that chart is like. The chart is just a mess, isn't it? So I'm not super convinced. Tau's moving. I saw some stuff about Tau today. Why did I see some stuff about Tau? And I don't know why. I feel like I saw something about it though. Why did I see something about Tau today? Where's it at? What was it at yesterday? 185. Oh yeah, it's at $200 today. Wow. I feel like did they announce a partnership or something? I feel like maybe they announced a partnership, but yeah, fair play. It's up 7% on the day. Market cap's up 7%. Volume at 230 million's up 253%. I mean, decent. Decent. BTC is very trying. Yeah, it really is. It really is. It's a big scam. Don't invest in it. Yeah, Tau, I feel like they announced some sort of partnership. I can't remember what it was. I mean, look, yeah, BTC breaks out, great. I mean, you know, if it pushes the altcoin market up a little bit, then fine. I'm cool with that. It's got a long way to go. I mean, technically, you'd argue that it probably rallies to 69K. Maybe it's a short from 69K. Let's log into Bitunix and short it for 69K for a laugh. I mean, we could do, by the way. We haven't looked at Bitunix. Although I can't sign in. I need to sign in on my phone, and my phone's over there, and I can't mess around with it. No, tell Tau to go down. Tim wants to buy some more. Looks like everything is trying again. ETH just hit 2K. Yeah, I mean, everything's weak as though. I mean, look, BTC's already selling off, so. Dead Knight says 35K Bitcoin. Maybe. Maybe that happens. Maybe that happens. What do you think of Jake Claver? I don't really know him, to be honest. I've no idea. I think, you know, I think if you watch him, great. If you don't, then you don't. You know, I've always struggled with people that have insane price predictions for any coin. That doesn't go for Jake, just everyone. But yeah, I indifferent. I don't really like to get into lots of beef. I just like to stay in my lane, do my thing. And if people enjoy what I do, great. If they don't, then fine. I think so many people worry about what other people do. They get obsessed, and then that's why they get bad. I'm only the person that does not feel comfortable with upward gains calculating the percentage. No, we've been talking about the fact that we think the market's been going down for the last an hour and 5 minutes, actually. Maybe it's because of the meme space I'm in. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in any memes other than like Pepe and Bonk that I've been in for a while right now. So yeah, just my opinion. Just my opinion. But yeah, Craig G5C, what do you think of Jake Claver? Like I said, I'm pretty indifferent to him, in fairness. Don't really care. Don't really care. So anyway, we'll probably have about 10 minutes left of the stream. So yeah, if you got any questions, thoughts, opinions, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, if you haven't hit the follow button on TikTok, do so. Definitely makes you feel better, I'm sure of it. I mean, saying 2K instead of 100. Oh, I mean, saying 2X instead of 100. I mean, look, if you can find 100x meme coin out there, then crack on. Man, I see some of you. I'm hoping some of you guys are joining the Discord. So shout out to everybody that's jumping in. Let me just verify, see See if anyone's actually managed to do the verification process. It is super simple. Oh, you have Chris from Weeks. There you go, Chris from Weeks. I know why you've joined. Avon. Oh, Avon, let me sort you out as well, bro. Remember, there you go, mate. You're in. You're in. Chloe Anderson, not sure about you. And OX Iger. Also, neither of you two have completed the verification process. So do make sure you, excuse me, you complete that. Yeah, Tim, it should be way over 100,000 subs. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. I mean, we're trying. We're trying. All we can do is put the work in and, you know, hopefully people all sort of gravitate to the content. People enjoy what we're doing and, you know, hopefully then one day it kind of all plays out. That's kind of where I've got to get to. But I think you either make it in the first year or you don't and you just have to keep working. So, you know, hopefully we'll keep working hard. If we can, you know, align people to a good bull market, then fine. 2026 is what I've set myself. If 2026, I can make this my full-time job, then we're going to send it and it's going to be fine. And if it doesn't, then, you know, I've probably got to concentrate on my normal job and probably dial this back a little bit. So again, that's not a threat, by the way. It's just, this is life. You know, if I can't commit what I'm committing to both jobs at the minute, it's too much. So 2026, let's try and make it, you know, even if we got to like 50,000, that'd be great. And, you know, 1 million views a month would be good. Then we can full send it. And we'll, you know, I think it'll be very beneficial for everybody involved. And if we can't, then, you know, we'll do it a bit more of a hobby, you know, a hobby rather than, you know, the attempt at a full-time job. So we'll see. Like I said, there's a long way to go. Yeah. Long time to go. I'm a multi-site retail manager as well. So I have like 11 direct reports and about 400 people that report into them as well. So yeah, so I do like a 65 hour week and a normal job, if that makes sense. And then, yeah, I do this as a bit of a hobby and I've got 3 kids as well. So yeah. Why does it say I can't join? Why are you trying the Discord? Damien, thank you for the horseshoe, bro. Thank you so much. I have no idea why it says you can't join. Are you not already in it, TJ? I thought you were already in it. Yeah, look, we tried to do something a bit different with this channel. So many channels are just out there and they'll just tell you that this tier is right or that tier is right or there's action can't be completed. Are you in there right now? What is your username? Just tell me the first 3 letters of your username in the Discord. I think I can probably tell which one it is, but just tell me what the first 3 letters are. Innovative, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Welcome in. But yeah, I think I'm gonna guess this is you, TJ. And if it is, then we can sort it out for you. Smart Pete, then later comes the threats. Not in yet. Tried the other week. Oh, right. Okay. I mean, you should be able to get in. Like, I'm pretty sure the link does work in my Discord. If you want, send me a DM on here with your Discord username and I will just double check everything and make sure that it's not been like yeeted for some reason. But yeah, just send me a DM on here, TJ, and I'll sort it out for you. I'll sort it out for you. All right, everybody. Says accept invite. Hi, says successful but can't see nothing in Discord. Let me check. Oh, there you go. Yeah, bro. Boom. There you go. You've got access now, my man. Welcome to Jurassic Park. You've got it all. You've got it all. You've got it all. I want it now. But yeah, you should be in now, my man. So you welcome in. You should have everything. General news, meme calls, moonshots, all my latest YouTube content, as well as, you know, announcements and all the rest of it. By the way, if you don't want a little bit more, and like I said, you can get involved in our full trade signals. And I know I keep banging on about this, but it is worth it in my opinion. And like I said, it does support my ambitions to do something a little bit different. Just to give you a flavor what it looks like, by the way, you get a full welcome pack. You can also see chart requests, fulling bots. So you can see here, look, you know, Craig was looking at what was going on with Pepe. It just gives you a quick instant view. You're like, okay, let me get some TA, mate. Let me get some TA, and we'll get some TA on Cardano. Boom! Look at that. Free clicks. It's going to go away. It's going to bring me some TA back and say whether I should be looking at Cardano or not. Look at this. It's overbought. on the CCs. It's on the Bollinger Band. It's near the upper band. Could signal a breakout. Could signal we're going to pull it back. Price is below the simple moving average. And the MACD is in a bullish crossover mode. So Cardano might be an interesting buy right now. Don't forget, you get alpha calls in here as well as our full trade signals of where our community of traders are going long, going short, you know, see what they're doing. Also, any VC opportunities that we do get, they're pretty limited at the minute, but we will post them in here. And then finally, you get all of these guides for free. Charts to use, how to trade, trading strategies, trading indicators. Absolutely insane right now. Absolutely insane, if you ask me. Insane value. All right. Good. I knew it was going to do that because it's a massive chopper. Let me just bring that up. Okay. If you are interested, by the way, no, you know, you don't have to. Then it says, too bad the chat, remember, I said 60K, now I'm short to half 30K Bitcoin. Ah! I mean, I'm not short, but I've looked at 2 possible shorts to get into. So yeah, so look at Cardano right now. Is Cardano going to break out? Well, interestingly, at 28.75, it looks like it's getting rejected. So we could definitely start to see this push back down. Just, this is where the screen is, by the way. So you could see Cardano right now. Look at this. From a short term here on the 30-minute, Cardano definitely could be looking like it's going to wick back down, but it might be a little fakerino. Look at this. You've got a crossover on the 20-day and the 50-day EMA. You may get a small little rally if the market comes with us to around 30 cents here on Cardano. Maybe. It could be an interesting little move here for Cardano. Breakout, retest, back down, market comes down, Goblin Town, 200 EMA, maybe. Interesting, you see. No way is Bitcoin going that low. Oh, Fairground doesn't think 30K is possible. Maybe not. Gotta be ready. I'll be looking at it. Interesting Discord. Hey, you're welcome. By the way, you don't have to get the premium Discord. It's just we try and offer, you know, just something a little bit different than what other people do. You know, you don't have to get into the inner circle that's $5,000 a month that basically is a complete scam. Like, it's kind of worth it. Love the channel too a bit, and the chat is fire. Thanks for your knowledge, informative. Good luck, everybody. Thanks, man. We appreciate your time as well, for sure. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. What time is it? Man, it's nearly 10:15. Holy shit, these live streams. Bro, fly by. Emphasis says Bitcoin can go to whatever low, but some of these altcoins are going to blast off. Yeah, I agree. I shudder. What's going on? Welcome, man. You are super late this evening. You're like an hour and 15 minutes late. We're going to call the stream in a minute, but hey, hope you're doing well. Welcome in. Welcome in. Everyone don't tell us who a bit about going off the script. Come on, stream elements. You know that's a joke. George Crypto's in the building. What's going on? What's going on, George Crypto? Welcome in. I want it all. I can't get that song out of my head now. I can't get that song. By the way, if you do have any questions at all, I will not DM you. Keep the messages in our Discord. We actually have a setting that stops people DMing each other within our Discord. So if you get a DM from somebody that are telling you they're in the Discord, do check that it actually says mutual servers and it has our mutual server on, and then you can speak to them. But my advice on anything, message in general chat, okay? Because someone will answer it. Someone's going to say, hey, yeah, that's happening, all the rest of it. So yeah, do be mindful and do check it out. Yeah, George Crypto, I'm great, mate. Thank you so much. I'm great. I want it all. Oh, I want it all. Oh, I want it all. And I want crypto. Toffelox is the Discord sub. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for now, it's kind of whichever you want, really. I mean, we do too, so. I don't even DM my brother on Discord. Probably not a bad shout. Why do you believe in crypto? That's a great question, by the way. I like it. Why do I believe in it? I believe in it because it removes the biggest scam in modern day, which is the banking system. And if you understand why the banking system, some people go, well, the banking system and crypto, I mean, it's Epstein, isn't it? Well, it's not, clearly, but if you don't understand that the banking system is totally designed to ensure that you never can generate capital unless you are allowed to, then you understand why Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market is important. Now, doesn't mean I subscribe to over 50,000 coins and that the next big coin that's going to transform the way that we even look at blockchain and the new SOPR net, like, I don't believe in all that crap, right? But decentralized monetary value is important. that's why I believe in it. What's your thoughts on XRP? You think it would hold till the end of 2030? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on with XRP. I cover it most days on my channel. I've always talked about XRP as the Jurassic Park narrative where the raptors attack the guy. Don't focus too much on where the price is right now. Focus on what's been built around the outline. I've got tons of videos on my channel, on my YouTube channel. Go and check it out. youtube.com/stupidcrypto. Take a look at it. And there's a lot going on that that I think people miss. And I think then we'll be in a world of people going, oh man, I can't believe I didn't buy XRP and it's gone to the moon. What's your top 6 altcoins? ETH, Solana, XRP, Sui, Aerodrome Finance, probably I quite like Hyper, but I think it's a little bit overpriced, but I am looking to maybe grab a position in Hype. And I like Ondo, 7, Chainlink, like Chainlink. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Sui, yeah, Sui Fairground. A lot of people know my thoughts on Sui. It's definitely something that I'm trying to actively pursue as a potential investment. Yeah, XLM. I do like XLM. Jim Bob, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I only just saw that message. I hope not. Hope for the good side and not the bad thing. But yeah, I mean, that's 5. Was it 5? No, it was like 7, wasn't it? You think Sunak is coming back next term? Sunak? I don't even know what that is. I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think right now there's a great opportunity to get certainly hard research done on where you think this market is and what is going to be the big player. But yeah, certainly Sui is something I'm looking at buying. I think that could be pretty good. And yeah, I mean, Ondo is like one message away, one integration, one treasury equity market on there that's going to absolutely skyrocket. So yeah, just my opinion anyway. Right, everybody. Well, that was a slightly more extended stream, but love it. Guys, honestly, if we could just do this like 6 days a week, twice a day, bullish. Do you connect to Web3? What does that mean? As in like on-chain? I mean, yeah. Yeah, I guess. I don't really know what you mean by that, but yeah, in theory. Yeah, as always, everybody, I'm going to be out of here. We'll be back tomorrow night with the latest and greatest in a new installment and live stream here on the 2Bit Crypto channel. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, definitely do it. Wayne, we looked at this yesterday, nearly 100 million in FXRP. Dark horse is what I would say Flare Network is. Once again, if XRP goes to the moon, then hold on, because Flare's probably going to do the same as well. So I'll be back tomorrow night, as always, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK. Look out for some content coming out on TikTok. I did post some videos today, also here on YouTube as well. As always, I do appreciate your support. Loads of you guys are commenting, liking, sharing. Does massively help out. So, yeah, again, we're making it happen. We're locked and dialed in for this bull run when it comes, but it's not yet. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. See you guys back here tomorrow night. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.